ina cause drama. We're excited to receive a wonderful visitor, Queen, all the way from the Philippines, Maria Torres. On behalf, she's a founder of We Care for Humanity. This lady you see covers the whole world. We Care for Humanity is even associated with the United Nations movement, General Assembly sometimes. We last, I think, severally once or twice met in New York. And for Maria to come into the bush like this, we thank God for her. It is terrible. They never seem to learn because the world is changing, and these are change agents.
Yes.
What we have, they are change agents to make the world better, livable. Now you can imagine this small kashamba here. Certainly hata mvua ikienda, we know huyu atapata chakula. Through a shallow well. So although we give up sometimes because of the seasonal rivers, there are very many. And all we need to do is to identify the sightings for the shallow wells and put as many of them as possible. Maji ikienda huko Tana River ingine na mpaka inaenda Indian Ocean, ingine tunatumia kujilisha. We'll also have to find a solution on how to make sure that we don't lose all the rainwater. All the rainwater. When the Queen was flying in the helicopter, she saw where Tia River inaingia hapa Kiambere. Akasema this is a dry lake. Nikamwambia it's not a lake, ni mto maji imepita. Maji imepita because she could see the seven forks, Kiambere, Kamburu, Kindaruma, Masinga. By the way, I'm concerned Gitaru. Masinga seems to be getting heavily silted, and whoever is responsible should know this.
Even our girls now have more time to be in school.
Wow, yes.
So we also see this project as a project that is helping the women and especially the girl child. So we say thank you so much. I look at this young man and I hear that he was a class 8 dropout. And to see a class 8 dropout given this kind of opportunity, where they're able to do this kind of technology and do what he has done here is marvelous.
Yes.
And we are sure having more of this, even through the county government, through my office, that is GAF, through the CDF, we get a way to empower our people, to empower our women, and even for food sustainability, because through this they can do a bit of a garden farm. And our people will be able to get food. So thank you so much. We really do appreciate, and may God bless you.
We are just very happy that we're able to contribute in our own little way, the We Care for Humanity, and with the help, of course, with His Excellency Dr. Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka and my country director here, Benjamin, and the team, the community. They also contributed a lot. You know, the labor, they did that. We just bought all the materials needed, and we know that there are about 800 population in this community, or even more, and there are 800 donkeys, 600 cows, and 3,000 goats. You know, so this is it's a small initiative, but a very big contribution to the community. So we encourage the other county government, local governments to do the same. We funded this, and we don't find it very expensive. It's not at all. So we just need to gather all our people and work together.
Ladies and gentlemen, this morning, or is it up to late this afternoon? This afternoon, the leadership of the Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Coalition Party, including those from the Houses of Parliament, met with our delegates to the envisaged national dialogue to review developments on the envisaged talks. Any reasonable observer of the happenings in the last few weeks will agree with us that Kenya Kwanza has no intention whatsoever of holding any dialogue at all, let alone one that is honest, transparent, and bipartisan. They have exhibited absolute bad faith from the beginning, and we will highlight the same as follows. Number one, when Honorable Ruto invited us for talks, he did not in his speech capture the entire framework for talks as had been agreed upon with the emissaries he sent to us. This includes leaving out key issues on the cost of living and electoral justice, which are of utmost importance to us and the people of Kenya. Number two, the delay in naming his team is another sign of a lack of seriousness that has been made worse by the inclusion of members of the Azimio coalition in his team, when the whole country knows that respect for multi-party democracy is one of the key issues we have put on the table. Number three, to date, Kenya Kwanza has failed to name the leadership of his team as a way of stonewalling. Number four, last evening, we learned of a motion drafted by Kenya Kwanza leadership, allegedly aimed at setting up a joint select committee in Parliament. The motion is in absolute bad faith for the following reasons. A, we have insisted on an extra-parliamentary process in view of the strictures of debate in Parliament. We will therefore not participate in any such parliamentary process. B, the motion is disguised as a product of bipartisanship, when in fact the leadership of Azimio in Parliament were neither aware nor consulted in its drafting. C, the motion proposed to name members of the minority party to the so-called select committee without any reference to the minority leadership, in violation of the standing orders of both houses. And D, the motion purports to set the terms of reference and scope of the discussions without any reference to us. We continue to insist that the dialogue must be about all the four issues, namely the cost of unga, fuel and electricity, forensic audit of the servers, bipartisan reconstitution of the IEBC, and respect for multi-party democracy. Kenya Kwanza cannot dictate to us what we cannot bring to the table. So given the foregoing, we as the leadership of the coalition have resolved as follows. Number one, we remain committed to an extra-parliamentary dialogue that is honest, transparent, meaningful, and bipartisan in conception and execution. Our members of Parliament in both houses shall not be party to any other process, and particularly not the one proposed in the motion by Kenya Kwanza. Number two, we have instructed the chairperson of our team, Senior Counsel Otiendo Molo, to formally invite the Kenya Kwanza team for a meeting to set the ground rules for the talks. Number three, our issues remain what we said before, and they are reduction in cost of unga, fuel, electricity, and school fees, opening and audit of IEBC servers, bipartisan reform and reconstitution of IEBC, reinstatement of the 4 IEBC commissioners, and end to the buying of MPs, which threatens multi-party democracy. Number 4, we reiterate the call that the regime must immediately take up the hospital bills of all Kenyans who sustained injuries as a result of police brutality during the recent protests and demonstrations, and pay reparations for those who lost their property and their lives. Number 5, that the coalition shall resume its weekly protests at the end of Ramadan, and further communication in this regard will follow. I thank you.